am going to move on to the next story. This is the big headline. Missouri couple wins back guns 5 years after BLM clash. Yeah, hope you didn't need to defend yourself during those 5 years. I really hope. I love a lot of constitutionalist people, but the Constitution is not the law of the land right now. It is whatever the Supreme Court, really, but also other judges in this country say that it is. Paper is not power. Power is power. That's why I talk about all the time the right wing needs to take over the government to actually impose power and wield it against our enemies. The Constitution is basically a failed document. I'm not saying we should get rid of it. I'm describing things the way that they are, not the way I want them to be. We should have laws, and the Constitution is the highest law of the land. But in this case, their Second Amendment right was not protected at all, was it? Missouri couple wins back guns after 5 years after BLM clash. The St. Louis couple who brandished weapons to defend their property against storming Black Lives Matter protesters 5 years ago reclaimed the confiscated AR-15 after a lengthy battle. By the way, these guys are registered Democrats, did anyone on the left put up an interview with these guys or have them on to talk about their side? No, but Fox News did. I'm sure Newsmax did too. They talked to the McCloskeys. So, their own people, they're Democrats and lawyers, abandoned them. Fox News didn't. And I'm not a lover of Fox News. Fox News is basically scum because they're establishment people that hire people like Sean Hannity and that other idiot, Mark Levin. Mark McCloskeys and his wife, Patricia, both lawyers, went viral after wielding guns on their property after BLM protesters broke down an iron gate and ignored a no trespassing sign in June 2020. It only took 3 lawsuits, 2 trips to the Court of Appeals, and 1,847 days, but I got my AR-15 back. We defended our home, were persecuted by the left, smeared by the press, and threatened with death, but we never backed down. Mark McCloskeys posted Friday on X, adding video of him picking up his AR-15. Patricia McCloskeys' Brio .38 caliber pistol is expected to be returned next week, Mark McCloskeys said Saturday. He said the AR-15 ended up in the possession of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, while the St. Louis Sheriff's Department has the Brio, so the .38. McCloskeys said they felt threatened by the mob, which was marching as part of the George Floyd protests. Nobody was hurt. So they look at even Newsmax is saying, well, they felt threatened, but nobody was hurt. Well, how much of that is because they pulled out guns after people banged down a gate and they picked up guns and said, hey, you want to go? Because if you want to go, if you want to go, we'll go. Let me check the camera, make sure I didn't just screw up the camera. Oh, we're good. Yeah, but these McCloskeys people took a stand, and this is part of the problem. We have so many snowflakes and libs in this country where you can't stand in your front yard after they've knocked down your gate. You can't even stand on your property with a weapon ready because it's brandishing. It's stupid. I know people personally who, whenever someone has threatened them in their business, their store, have pulled out a pistol and set it on the counter. And then the police get mad. They didn't actually prosecute this person that I know, but the police got mad and said, oh, we could have you arrested for that. That's brandishing a firearm. Really? I think, forgive me, I'm sorry, but I think that if someone is threatening you, threatening your life and limb and your property, you should be able to show that criminal you mean business, not by necessarily shooting first and ask questions later. Of course, I believe in responsible Second Amendment rights, responsible gun ownership, but having a gun ready and showing them, I have a gun, I mean business, this idea of, oh, it's brandishing, that is a criminal-centric idea and just completely ridiculous. Come on. Especially in the case